feel like this shirt, I could be Kakashi with this shirt on. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, my name is Day. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to recap February. It is March 1st. I'm actually filming this in good time. My computer is not broken this month, so I'm here on time to film a wrap up. I am going to be talking just about my writing and my reading and anything else that might come to mind, and we'll go from there. So as this is mainly a writing channel, we're going to start with writing. This month I wrote a total of 43,714 words. I'm very happy with that. I'm just a little bit sad that I didn't match my words from last month, but I didn't miss by a lot. My January word count was 46,481, so I'm just a couple thousand off, which is not that much. But just slight amount of bitterness, not a lot. My last 3 or so days of February I spent mostly reading because I had a couple books like this one here that I really wanted to finish before the end of Black History Month, so that we could talk about them at our live stream, which is tonight. Not tonight for you watching, I'm sorry, but it's tonight for me, and I'm very excited. But I just prioritize reading. I'm a slow reader. We know this. We've discussed this already. So I did write every day, but I didn't write a lot those last couple days. I'll probably do like a top down of my book, but I wrote every day in February, except you see those last couple days are lower counts, but that's okay. Every day is filled. I wrote every day. I ended up surpassing Act 2, or entering Act 2 is more accurate to say. I have 2 storylines, so it's kind of hard to determine or to vocalize where exactly I am in the story. The 2 storylines move at different speeds intentionally. So one storyline is near Act 3, and the longer storyline is just over Act 2, just into Act 2. So it's kind of hard to say where I am, but I'm making really good progress. I'm hoping March might take me very close to the end, if not the end. I'm not sure it will be the end, just because there are 2 storylines. However, I feel like I'll be very close, or close enough that I can send the first alpha draft or whatever to some friends for some opinions, with obviously the knowledge that it's a first draft so it's not going to be great, but I would value their opinions and kind of use that to kind of figure out my revision. But yeah, my fingers are crossed. I've been doing a very good job with being consistent and making sure to write, minus those last 3 days where I was trying to read. You gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, almost 44,000 words, just shy. That's okay, we will accept it. I made like a ton of good progress. I'm very much liking where I am in the story. I've basically, as we've jumped into Act 2, which this is what you're supposed to do anyways, but we've entered a whole new world kind of thing, and it really is a whole new world for one of the characters, and it's fun to kind of have my imagination of this world realized through this character, because she's never experienced anything like this before. So while the other 2 characters that are part of this party this is like their normal life and whatever. She has like this wonder, and it's really fun to write because it's what I would have if I was in this place, because magic don't exist here, unfortunately. So I'm enjoying writing. Writing has been going really well, and I just have my fingers crossed for significant progress moving into quarter 2. And that's all I'll say for now. Okay, so for reading, I did a pretty good job this month. So I read 29 books in January, but I read 16 in February. And while that is a significant drop in number, while I read more manga in January, I read more novels in February, which I'm very happy with. It was great for the Missy Elliott Readathon, which I will probably do a separate video on, just wrapping up what I read and, you know, some information on those books. But reading more novels through the Missy Elliott Readathon was super helpful, and I took 4 books off of my backlist, my TBR backlist, which I'm super happy about. My goal for this year overall was to get 20 books off of my backlist read, and I'm currently at 7, so I'm almost halfway through my backlist TBR goal, and it's only March, beginning of March, so I feel like I'm making some good progress. I have lots of ones in this little area behind me that I would like to be reading. More coming soon for those. I'm just gonna go through my little stats page for reading and let you know how I did. So I said I read 16 books. I read 4,049 pages. All 16 of the books were horror, which I feel like says a lot about me. And I want to put it aside that I categorized them all as horror, but like, for example, Tender Beast is like a psychological thriller / horror, and I don't have psychological on here. I only have horror. I only have horror, fantasy, sci-fi, nonfiction, and manga on here. So I didn't give myself very many options. So I categorized all the books that I read this month as horror. So I put 16 for that. 11 of those 16 were manga. 11 were 5 stars. 4 books were 4 stars. And I had 1 3-star. 4 were from my backlist and 12 were new. And then 2 of them I got from the library. I just want to keep track of how often or not that I use the library. And then for my total as of today, March 1st, I'm at 45 books for the year, and I'm very happy. I'm making super good progress reading wise. I kind of talked about this in my last video because I filmed it late, so it was already February, but I did miss 1 day reading because I fell asleep. But every other day this month I have read, and I've been super consistent and I've been really enjoying it, and it's great. I also read 2 books from my anticipated reads, Out There Screaming and All These Sunken Souls, which I will again talk about probably separately because they're part of the readathon. But they were 2 of the books on my 24 anticipated reads for 2024. I'm glad I got them off the list. If I'm saying what my favorite book I read this month is, I would say it would be between Delicious Monsters and Ring Shout. I really like them both. I think those would be my top 2 for this month. Or for February. I'm not sure which one is number 1, but I think those would be my top 2. This is just the books that I read for the month. And then I have printed out a little bigger covers that I can put in and do my little journaling. If anybody's seen Solo Leveling, you know this from episode 1. So I put I love printing panels when I'm talking about manga. I mean, this is technically not a manga. It's a manhwa Korean version. Solo Leveling, but I love printing the panels and including them because it's so fun. I have the same with Gojo in JJK for January, and it was great. I love looking. I just look back at it and I see my Gojo. There he is. So yes, I still have to finish the journaling part of my reading journal, but I will potentially put in a little clip to show you that I did it. One other kind of random project that I thought I should maybe discuss, I'm not sure. I really want to draw. I used to draw when I was a kid. My uncle is actually a very excellent artist, and I used to be half decent. Maybe not half decent. I used to be okay for a kid. Let me lower the expectations. However, I don't draw anymore. I have not drawn in a long time. The closest I got to drawing was my map. I drew it on my iPad originally, and then I'm kind of recreating it slowly but surely in my journal. But I want to get back to drawing because it's really fun, and I think it would be so awesome if I could put something that I have drawn into my book down the line. So basically, while I know it's probably unlikely, I still want to try and practice, because it would be nice to do, even if it doesn't go in my book, like things that I can do for promotion, and I don't know, just to like show off my characters and my setting. I have one thing in mind, one setting or scene that I really want to draw, but I have no idea how to draw it. So that's like my goal one day, to draw that scene. Anyways, the point of this is that I have started a 30-day challenge. Mark Brunette on YouTube posted a video, and it's like things to draw for 30 days. It's like super basic, like squares and circles and stacks of circles, like circles going into the distance and circles with shadow and whatnot. I'm literally on day 5, I think. So like it's a very recent addition, but I'm having fun. I'm drawing lots of circles and lots of squares. It's very interesting. I've been pairing his challenge with Artwad. Yes, Artwad is like a YouTube channel and a website, and they have 4 free lessons on their website for like absolute beginners. So I've been doing their perspective classes as well, and it's again drawing boxes from different perspectives on the horizon, above and below the horizon and whatnot. And then it gets progressively harder, so you have your guidelines, and then you take away your guidelines, and then you take away the horizon line, and you're whatever. It's fun and hard, and who knew that drawing circles and squares was so hard. But I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I thought I would mention that. I don't know what will potentially come of it, but I am trying to be consistent. That said, I did not do my day from yesterday, so that's gonna be, once I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna do yesterday's and today's. I was really trying to finish Tender Beasts. I had like 2 hours left, so I finished Tender Beasts instead of doing the art thing. So I'm gonna do it today, I promise. I will maybe insert clips. Procreate like does time-lapse, what do you call it, videos of like your canvas, which I could show, but I feel like it would be very random to have a bunch of just circles and squares being drawn. Maybe I will include it. Well, I'll put it while I'm talking and just put it in the corner or something. I don't know. Anyways, so yes, that's something that I'm going to be working on. Just for fun. It's nothing urgent, just for fun and another creative outlet. Oh, speaking of creative outlets, finally finished. You probably have seen this in 1,000 videos and time lapses, but I finally finished my sister's sweater. I gotta block it a little bit, but I need her to try it on first and make sure it still fits well. I finished it literally last night while I was listening to Tender Beasts. But yeah, it's a little cute little sweater for her. White is a choice, but that is what she wanted, and I'm trying to get rid of my yarn. What she does with it is her own business. That is about it for this video. Thank you so much for sitting and listening to me ramble. I would love to know what you're looking forward to this March, what you're working on, and how your goals and plans for the first quarter are going. Let me know. And with that, I hope the beginning of March treats you well. Have a great day, and I will see you somewhere on the internet. Bye.